wonderful!
It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Good Bit Podcast. This is episode number 28. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? Love it. Oh, almost as if that was rehearsed. This is the Good Bit, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Moffat, and I will be your host on this journey we are all about to embark on, because I am the face that runs the place here on the Good Bit, and I'm joined once again by my good, close personal friend, Dia Beethoven himself, Ewan John Ferguson.
Hiya. However you.
How am I? I'm grand. I'm especially grand because we've left Good Bit Studios and we've made an invasion.
We have.
We have invaded Rap Chat Towers and we're going to burn it to the feckin' ground. Also joining us today, first time since, I don't know, February, March time? I don't know. Yeah. Lucy Hill back on the show, also known as Podge. Woo. Why was that your nickname?
That's what my sister calls me.
Oh, like,
because I'm fat and plumpy.
Okay, well that's...
Podgy.
It's like an everyday sort of thing, or was that a childhood thing?
It's childhood.
Okay, so it's not really relevant. Okay, if you come up with another nickname, that's fine.
Not really.
We're open to change it.
Podgy's good.
Okay, good. And also joining us today, this is history, ladies and gentlemen, because we actually have a real actor, if you want to call him that, on the show today. Former host of, well, not former, but host of the Rap Chat podcast. We have Mr. Ian Grieve with us today.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting us to Rap Chat Towers.
Not at all.
Beautiful
it
place
saved
here.
Me going anywhere.
Yeah. So on the show, I'm sure as you know, you listen to every single episode of the Good Bit.
Absolutely.
I know you do when you're driving from Perth and all that nonsense. Everyone has a nickname on the show,
right.
just for the listeners to remember their names. Because I just think that's a bit more fun. Remembering a funny name than their real name, which Ewan Ferguson, incredibly boring. So if you have a nickname you'd like to bring to the folks, then that's welcomed. If not, then whatever.
Well, I don't know. I think the Anvil.
Okay.
Because it seems to sum me up beautifully.
Yeah.
Well, not beautifully. That's not the one. But yes, definitely the Anvil, because of how I feel about certain films and the fact that I usually disagree
with everything.
With everybody.
Yeah.
And everything. And, people with no brains anyway, I disagree with them.
Yeah. But so welcome to the Good Bit.
Yeah.
So, we're here today to talk about Thor, the brand new Marvel Cinematic Universe blockbuster, Thor Ragnarok, released recently. But before we get into that, I just want to ask you, it was Halloween this past weekend. Hopefully, if everything goes correctly, then the people who are listening to this have also just celebrated Halloween, depending where you live geographically.
Recovering from it.
Yeah, recovering.
Yeah.
What did you all go as this year? I was very boring, and I decided to sit out this year.
Well, Ian just went out as himself, did he not?
I know, I have children who do that for me.
Yeah. Shout out to Maddie, who dressed up as this.
Yeah, I have them doing that for me.
Yeah,
so
almost, in fact, did it better than you, I think.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Which is weird.
And they're generally more fun.
I believe there was a boy in second year that actually went as Amanda, but I didn't realise that's who he was.
Well, actually, I think he went as Garth from Wayne's World.
And
my wife bears, as she has said herself, bears an uncanny resemblance to Garth in Wayne's World.
Fair.
Lucky me.
Wayne's World, I haven't seen Wayne's World in years. I watched Wayne's World before I was old enough to watch Wayne's World. How, wait a minute, is that like a 15 or is that a 12 or is it alright?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
I think it's a 12.
I've never seen
I was old enough not to have to worry about these things.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, do you have any memories of like watching films that you totally weren't old enough to watch? Because I grew up a massive wrestling fan, still a big wrestling fan and stuff. So, but when I was younger, wrestling was like TV 14. Now it's PG and it's more family friendly and it's on public television and all this nonsense at all times of the day. But back when I was younger, the early 2000s, it was like, it was
Friday night.
Friday night, it's only Sky Sports. There's blood, there's swearing, there's all this stuff. I shouldn't have been watching it.
When I was young, it was at 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon on ITV.
But you're thinking of World of Sport.
World of Sport, yeah. It was my idea of wrestling is still Mick McManus. Giant Haystack.
Big Daddy.
Jackie Pallo.
Kendo Nagasaki.
Stephen
Regal, Robbie Brookside, legends.
Big Daddy, now hear the girl's name.
Shirley Crabs.
Shirley
Yeah.
Crabtree.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Ah, you go. Yeah, see, so I was paying attention.
So you never watch other wrestling, WWE? For instance?
No,
Nah.
I don't know why. I don't know. No,
To be honest with you, I don't think it's your thing.
No, I don't have an opinion on it or anything. It's just the way my brain works.
Yeah,
That's all. And I'm like that with. There are certain things you not find. There's certain things in life that you think are pointless, so you just don't pay them much attention.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, but the thing is, one man's meat, another woman's poison. You know, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That really wasn't
One
the way to
man's
phrase
meat.
that.
No.
In fact, today, the WWE are in Glasgow doing a show at the Hydro, and I'm not faking there because I'm here doing the good bit. So.
My mum's going to
I
get
think
tickets
that's
for it for my brother,
dedication.
but I didn't want to go.
I was
so.
You were talking about something earlier, and I was gonna ask a question back to movies. I know you do wrestling as well.
That's only on occasion with Jack and Mason and Fridge. But we were talking about movies that you were too young to be watching back in the day.
Well, I was going to ask, how often now do you think about the certification?
Okay.
I don't.
The only time I ever think about it is if I'm taking someone who's younger.
Well, that's the thing.
But
But I don't need to
otherwise,
anymore.
do you ever notice it?
The only time I notice it would be if I go to if I get ID'd. When
yeah.
I was
Really?
18, then I would still get ID'd.
That hasn't happened to
Really?
me in
Yeah.
ages.
Okay, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, but it's really as well because
Don't
Cineworld is our
Yeah.
local cinema, so it's like I think they change the rules every day because sometimes they'll ask for your ID or they'll ask for your unlimited card or whatever. They'll ask for your ticket, or sometimes they'll just let you through. It depends.
But if
who
you've got an unlimited card, surely they don't ID you.
well, the ID with the card. So if because on the ticket it'll say unlimited.
Aye.
So then they're like, well, I need to see it proof. But some people don't care, so you could.
No, I
chance
thought,
it.
but it's not for proof of age, is it?
Nah, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, ID'd for proof of age.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's actually
That's
legally
mental.
binding then. It's not just a suggestion
I
that
think
you
so.
have to be.
Aye.
But
Well,
the only
I don't know if it's like illegal to go and see it, but
well, it's all, if
I
you've
think
got
they're just
parent
quite strict
supervision.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But the only time I really noticed it when I was over 18 was the first film I went to see that was an over 18 film. And it
Right,
was
aye.
The Hateful Eight.
Oh, yeah.
It was my first Tarantino film I was going to see in cinema, and you know what he's like, you know, everything's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
18.
yeah.
Kind of mind me.
So that was the first one I got to
Yeah.
see.
Mine
You know?
as well.
What's this broadcast rated as?
But it used to be edited so there was no swearing, so families could listen because my sister was listening. She stopped listening, so I made it explicit. My sister's fucking 16, so I don't know why it was.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, explicit, so you can say whatever you want, Ian.
Yeah, the rap chat was explicit.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
was.
It was indeed.
And yeah, long. Well, you know.
So you want to give us an update on that?
Well, it's not happening at the moment.
Never.
Is the latest news.
Well, shout out to Gregor, your
Well, I
co-host.
was deserted. You know? We broke up because of filmic differences,
Yeah.
which
Happens.
was what it made it work so beautifully. I thought disagreements, but you know, we took it too far. We still speak occasionally.
On occasion.
We've not been to the cinema together in quite some time though.
Really?
Oh, really?
It did used to be a thing. You used to go together
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's right. We looked like a gay couple. And, it was quite amusing, especially when we went to see me before you. It just doesn't happen anymore. But it's not a bad thing because actually I think well it is. I mean, one misses it, but when you go to see the cinema with people, do you not find though that it colours your judgment?
Oh, 1,000,000%. It totally
Depending
depends
on who you're watching.
who you go with. Because I've got a system every Thursday I go with my pals from school, and that's like because we've got the cards, so it's like in order for it to be worth it, we need to go every week, sort of thing. So we make it a point. Sometimes we'll miss it if we have to.
Yeah.
So I'll be going tomorrow. But I used to just go with whoever before that system started. So I'd go with Lucy and you and stuff like that. But the one that I remember the most is when I went with Aaron Docker, the former host, who also deserted me. We went to see Zootropolis together, thinking that's going to be just a nice, fun Disney film, and the both of us fucking fell in love with this bunny. And we were greeting and all this nonsense. So it was like midday on a Saturday afternoon, so there was all the kids there and the family and stuff. It just felt a little bit out of place.
Yeah.
But then we all went to see Moana, didn't we?
Oh,
Last
on my
year.
birthday.
I only watched it for the first time the other week.
Yeah.
You seen
I
Moana?
went on my birthday and I fell in love with it.
Yeah. You really loved it.
It was like that was the songs that I listened to for quite some time after. I still
be
listen
so
to them
good.
sometimes.
A big part of like the soundtrack of your college life will be the Moana soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I loved it.
I
What
don't
did you
know
think of
why.
Moana?
It was just I don't know. Maybe it was just the people and it was a nice night.
Yeah.
And
Was it your 8th? That was your 18th. 19th?
19th,
birthday.
my 19th,
What a
yeah.
birthday. Went to see Moana.
Wow.
I know.
What did you
It's
think?
exciting.
I thought it was very, very charming. I
Yeah,
loved it very much. I watched it with my youngest daughter. So
And The Rock
And,
was in it
and
as
The
well.
Rock.
And The Rock, yeah. So no, enjoyed it very much. We do the movies, and now we're not allowed to just go to things like that.
Okay.
You know, we have to become a little bit more
Adventurous.
flexible.
Right.
I remember taking both my daughters to It recently,
Yeah.
and I was the only person who watched the film.
Yeah.
Complete
Yeah.
waste of money, you know.
My family, the rest of my family watched it last night, but I went before, right? And I hate scary films. I'm just not a horror film
Okay.
fan.
But it's not that
not that-
scary.
Well, that's okay then. So I went and saw it, and it was fine. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But this month, or this past month in October, I've made a point to do horror movie month,
Yeah.
and I did like a video diary thing. I'm going to put it on YouTube at some point, and I just sort of, diaried every film I watched throughout the month that was a horror film.
Right.
So I watched things like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I watched The Shining. People who say The Shining isn't a scary film, fuck off.
Well, it's
The Shining is terrifying.
the scary film.
The scariest film I've ever seen, definitely. And jump scares don't bother me. Do you know what I mean? It's just jump scare, whatever. You get over it.
I've got one for you.
Go on then.
I'm going to give you the Das Kabinett. No, well, I can't do the German.
Someone take note.
It's the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Okay.
Made in 1920.
Very scary.
I'm just going to give it to you.
Okay.
And you can have a look.
Okay. Well, it's not October, so I need to wait till next year. Oh, what a shame.
What are we on to now? Christmas movies.
No, it's December.
Okay, so
November.
what
I
do
need
you
to, well, November. I need to catch up with ones from this year I haven't seen yet, so I can make my top 10.
All right, or Scottish films,
Yeah.
because it's nearly St Andrew's Day.
Yeah, that as well.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Does that count for something? Do
Nah.
people have parties then?
Or films that have fireworks in them.
Yeah, Bonfire Night.
Bonfire.
Oh,
Based
okay,
on Guy
yeah.
Fawkes.
Do you know what I did
Series
last
on
year?
that
Though?
now, actually.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
With
with-
the-
What film
Kit
have you?
Harington.
What film have you missed that you really want to see?
Oh,
What
God.
would you regret missing?
Well, last year it was the Bourne film. I never saw that, but I watched all the Bourne films to go see it and then missed it in the cinema.
Right, okay.
I have a note. Talk amongst yourselves until I get the note up.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Lucy? What do you?
I
I'm trying
know.
to think. If there's a couple. I've missed a few recently,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've missed quite a lot this year.
and actually because over the summer I'm not in Glasgow. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you get the odd film that it's on for like 4 nights and then it's off again.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You
They're
know,
sometimes the best ones. Though.
I do prefer them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a thing I've discovered though, and I sort of started doing this when we were doing the rap chat, and I still do it. You know, you can subscribe to Netflix and you can subscribe to Amazon Prime, and you can
Yeah.
have these videos. I do the BFI one,
Okay,
and
yeah.
it's a £5 a month, and you can get there's a lot of free stuff. And sort of you get money off some rentals, you know, because there's a lot of new movies because they're in the Glasgow Film Theatre or they're just doing the art house cinemas. They go online as well, and you sort of you pay cinema prices to watch it, to rent it. But
Right.
there's a lot of good free stuff that you can sort of catch up on, sort of famous sort of art house films and what have you. And I find that useful. So for anybody out there.
I think Logan Lucky is one that I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see
wanted
it.
to see
I was quite.
Did I talk to you about it?
Yeah, you did.
I was a little bit disappointed. Did you see it?
I did, yeah.
Logan Lucky. I enjoyed it. It was fine. I'm going to like anything Adam Driver's in because I love that man.
I love him, yeah.
And Daniel Craig playing a fucking villain was weird,
Yeah.
but not a villain you're kind of supposed to like. And it was good. I'm not a fan of Channing Tatum, other than when he was in Hateful
It's
Eight.
all right, but I thought it was just trying to be a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
It
Oh yeah,
didn't-
you said that, didn't
It
you?
didn't quite
Yeah.
kick
Did
off.
it click, did it? It was okay. It was good.
It's the guy. It's the guy that does the Oceans movies, isn't it? The
Yes,
Oceans.
Steven Soderbergh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got my notes here of films that I've missed. American Made.
Oh yeah.
Tom
so that-
Cruise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, that was a quirky thing.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Ian?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and it's not too bad. It's interesting. It's interesting. It goes a bit crazy, but it's this whole thing of based on a true story kind of thing. So you kind of, there's a lot of films. There was a lot of films last year like that.
Yeah.
So you thought, oh, how am I supposed to take this then?
Yeah.
Can't stand it. It's every film these days.
But it was Tom Cruise doing something slightly different.
Yeah, which
But,
is nice.
Yeah.
Also have The Hitman's Bodyguard down with
Yes,
Ryan
I saw
Reynolds, which just seemed like a bit of fun, which is kind of what I needed at the thing.
It got a lot of fun. It got slated, but actually I thought it was
Blood.
it was like it was like coming to McDonald's. You know.
You felt
enjoy
shit
it.
after it, but
you thought,
good at the time.
"Oh, I need something to eat.
Aye.
But I'm starving again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Okay,
it was,
cool.
wee chicken nugget of a thing. Yeah,
and the biggest one is the Lego Batman movie.
that was amazing.
Yes, and that's what I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, that's possibly the last film I went to see Gregor.
You went to see with Gregor?
With Gregor.
Yeah, I missed that one,
Okay.
but
I'm okay though.
I watched the Lego movie not that long ago with Ross Donachie.
shout out to Ross Donachie.
And I fell asleep before the end of it. Not because I was bored, just because I was
Yeah.
tired, but I was laughing the
Yeah.
whole
No,
way.
when I
Was
watched
it-
the Lego movie, like I was sitting through it like this is utter pish. Like I couldn't get into it, and then in that change, I was like, "Fucking hell, it's brilliant."
Yeah.
It was just that one scene. I was like, "It all makes sense. I get
Yeah.
it," and then I enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back and watch it again.
I've not seen it actually. I've only seen the Batman movie, but maybe it was because you were with Ross Donachie.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Put me
it's
to
funny.
sleep.
When you book people for this podcast, you have to put down a deposit, like because we're paying these people to be here. So,
Oh, okay.
so I paid Ross
What do you mean?
Donachie.
You're paying them.
Yeah, I was going to tell you later. But I put a deposit down on Ross Donachie, who never showed up. So he's
Really?
he's vetoed from the podcast. Yeah.
Do you know he was talking about that the other day? He said,
Really?
I was invited on once and I've never been asked back.
There's your reason.
I hear Ross Donachie is actually his surname, isn't it? Because his Christian name's The Missing.
From the podcast and from other things. Yeah.
Aye.
But anyway,
What were the other films? Is that it?
well, I've got loads, but I don't want to bore you.
No, it's not. That's fine.
But also the new Lego one coming out. The
That's out.
The Ninjago.
Ninjago. or
I've not
something.
seen it.
It
I'm
looked
not
quite
interested.
I
weird.
think I'm taking
Yeah.
my brother to see it.
Yeah. All the ones I had was the Dark Tower,
Didn't see that. No.
Sleepless with Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, that was odd. That was it was a bit sort of like
Whatever,
It
sort
was
of thing.
just
Yeah.
It was a bit like one step up from The Criminal. Remember that from last
I
year?
didn't go see it because I don't
Kevin
like
Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Oh jeez.
Anyway,
yeah.
it comes that night. Did you see that?
Nah.
Nah.
Oh no! Aye, I did. I have seen that. It comes at
It was
night.
one of those ones that was in for 2 weeks and gone.
Yes, I did see that.
There's
Yes.
something about
And it
that.
Was it good? I think it was. Or
There's something about that, about the way it was advertised or something. It was advertised as.
Oh, that's the weird one with the family and the folk that come
Yeah.
and
I don't know,
and
I
then
missed it, I don't know.
they escape and then they shoot them all.
So, well,
not bad.
Everybody
Good.
dies. Yeah.
Well.
Aye, no, it was kind of
Babe,
yeah.
I got to the part where the main guy died, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. I didn't like it. Anyway.
No. And the only other one was it Brawl at Cell Block 59 or something, the new Vince Vaughn film. It's on Netflix. I don't think it was in cinemas, it's just a Netflix.
Oh, it's a
release.
Netflix, right? I've seen a couple of Netflix films.
Yeah,
I know that.
I forget they're there. Because
What's
you
the
just look
no-
at cinemas.
There's a new Noam. What's it? Bombach? What?
No clue what you're talking about.
Noam. No, that's Noam Chomsky.
I don't know.
The one Dustin Hoffman's in with Adam Sandler.
oh yeah,
and
it's
Oh yeah,
Emma Thompson.
that looks good.
It is good.
They were on Graham Norton about it.
It's good.
Ben Stiller as well. Isn't
Ben
it?
Stiller.
His brother, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good because he's the guy who was behind the recent documentaries. I think of Brian De Palma and David Lynch. He's quite an interesting director.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
that-
good fun.
Yeah, it's always at the top of my suggested things.
Yeah.
The
But-
Stephen King films on Netflix are
yes.
they're interesting.
Gerald's
like,
Game's one of them.
I like Gerald's Game, and
Yeah,
I
I
watched
watched
Mason
Ni-
Tool.
1923.
1923.
I haven't done that one yet.
It's
1922. Aye.
1922. It's interesting.
I didn't know how I felt about it.
Okay.
I felt it really, really dragged, and I was struggling to keep up with the story. I was like,
Thomas Jane is quite pretty
yeah,
good in
he was
it.
good in it.
I've only ever seen him as the Punisher.
Do you think that the pace of movies now has changed because of Netflix, because of watching series?
Yeah.
So
But like
we've
binging.
kind of lost the ability to watch a movie in the same way.
Yeah.
You know, like the 90-minute movie or the
Yeah.
3-hour
Yeah,
movie.
I know what you
or
mean.
whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I just think in a day and age where it's so easy to reach for your phone, you can't have that. You need to
Yeah.
you need to be on the ball sort of thing, and that's why people kind of prefer the Netflix series or whatever, because it's only on for 45 minutes or an hour. Then they can check their phone, they can check
Yeah.
Twitter and stuff, and then go back to another one.
Yeah.
Whereas you're less likely to pause a film.
They'll let
and
yourself
you know what I
get
mean?
into it.
You
yeah.
normally just sort of get distracted from the film. Which
I think in a way there's something refreshing about that because it means that they're going to see a film in a theatre, going to see a film projected as an event. It's a sit down your phone. You know,
It's
every-
off.
Phone's
Pretty
off.
much
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
accepts the fact that you don't go on your phone.
Of course.
You get some.
You get some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. And we watched a film recently called Rear Window, and it was like what that's like missing from cinema these days. You don't get films like that that are not too long, that are always there's something happening.
So simple.
But so simple.
Yeah.
That you don't feel the need to go to your phone. Because when things get too complicated, I'm checking Twitter. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Or when something happens and I'm like, I don't follow that.
Yeah.
Then
Well, I guess we're spoiled now that we can go and search it and find out stuff that we didn't understand in films.
Aye.
I'm quite bad for that sometimes. If I see somebody not in the cinema obviously, but if I'm watching something in my house or in the flat with yous or whatever, if I see someone that I recognise, then I'll get my
straight
phone
on
out.
my
Who
phone
is
as
that?
well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which probably
The
isn't
IMDb
great,
page.
but,
Yeah. Or before I go see a film, I'm clued up, which is bad because I like the surprises, but I'll always like to know who's in this, how long is it, who's the
Yeah.
director, what else has he done. But I guess that's just the way.
I know people that don't watch trailers anymore.
Yeah, a friend Fraser
I feel
does
like
that.
trailers
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
ruin movies now.
It's getting to the
shocking.
stage now, and I think it's a good thing. Some directors are saying don't watch the trailer. I think somebody's saying that about the new Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
and
my God, I can't wait.
yeah, I know what you mean. I actually don't
It's like
anymore
giving away
watch
the
trailers.
film. There's
And
And
been
they put out
films-
so many of them as well.
I try not to arrive at the cinema too early now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I sit watching
Yeah.
them. I want to know what's on, but I didn't want to know,
Yeah,
you know.
my dad's the opposite. He's like, we have to go there, bang on time to see the trailers. Where I'm like, I wouldn't mind missing them. But yeah, you mentioned, did you see The Punisher a minute ago?
I did.
Yeah, that's coming up in
The
the Marvel
TV series,
Cinematic
yeah.
Universe, but it's going to be on Netflix, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yep.
With John Bernthal
Bernthal.
from The Walking Dead, who's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. he's-
Everything he's in. Baby Driver and all that stuff. Did you see Baby Driver?
I love Baby Driver.
Yeah, film of the year so far.
One of my
And-
favourites of the year.
Until
yeah.
Star Wars
Yeah.
comes out, it's my number one. So that's coming out, and then there's Daredevil, and there's all those other ones. Do you have a favourite of all the, or did you miss them?
What of?
Of
The
all
Marvel
the Marvel
Netflix.
Netflix shows, like Daredevil and
Daredevil.
Jessica Jones, and
I have to, you know, it's just a terrible thing to say. I actually don't like them.
yeah, that's
Um,
it's not a
And I really like a lot of the movies. I mean, I'm not anti-comic book or anything like
Yeah.
that. You know,
Yeah.
bring it on. I'm totally into it, and I've not seen what's it, Agents of Shield or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I've
don't-
seen that.
I've not seen that, but I find Daredevil a bit of a slog, pace-wise. I do find it
Really?
difficult
I
to
don't
keep
know.
up with. Jennifer Jones was okay. I was going along with it, and then I got distracted, and I never went back to it. And the other ones,
Luke Cage.
it's all a bit
Iron Fist.
grim. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it all a bit grim, and I suppose that's why. I don't know why. I just
Yeah.
I find that a bit
I remember-
relentlessly grim. You know.
I remember when I first started watching Daredevil, and I don't know what I was expecting because obviously the film with Ben Affleck,
Yeah,
and then I was like, right, I'll give it a go,
Aye.
and I think I was just so taken aback by it because
Yeah.
it was so like
I thoroughly enjoyed
gritty,
it.
and I liked that about
Yeah.
it.
And it's the mood you're in when you watch it. I remember I felt similarly. I remember somebody suggested, watch Ray Donovan," and I started watching Ray Donovan, and I thought, "Oh, I'm not gonna
Is that
like
Jack
this."
Black?
So I stopped. No, it's Liev
Oh,
Schreiber.
sorry, I'm confused something else.
And I started watching it, and I thought, "Oh, no, I can't be bothered with that," and left it. About 6 months later, it came up because in Netflix it says you've not finished watching this.
Continue
Yeah.
watching.
So I thought, all right, I'll have a go.
I've got
And
ones from years
and
ago.
then-
It still says.
yeah, I binged it. I binged the first 3 series in like no time because it was the mood.
You got-
It was the right
yeah.
mood. And I dare
Yeah.
say, if I went back to Daredevil, it might click. There's maybe something. It's the mood you're in, isn't
That
it?
Yeah.
happened to me with The Walking Dead and with Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Right.
Ross Brody ruined The Walking Dead for me, and I never went back to
Okay.
it.
I'm so
Why?
bored
Was he
with
just-
The Walking
was he in
Dead
it?
now.
No. He
Come back to you.
he'd watched
He
it.
knows.
All right. Okay.
He watched it, and I hadn't watched it the night before. I didn't manage to get to watch it.
Oh, I see.
And we were in class the next day. I remember it very clearly. And he was like, "Oh yeah, this happens," and I was like, "Ross, I've not seen it."
It was like we all know he
And it
dies.
just put
move
me
on.
off, and I never
Yeah.
watched it again.
Oh, I hate people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like when you get towards the end of a series, you've just got to not go out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
But with Orange is the New Black, I started watching the new season, and I wasn't
so-
interested.
Yeah.
What? I want to ask Lucy a question.
Go on then.
Right. if you had to own up, what's the shitest thing you've watched but really loved watching because it was shite?
There's a series on Amazon Prime called Lucifer.
Okay. Yes.
And
That does
basically-
look shite. Yeah.
It's utter shite.
Yeah.
But I love it so
Is
much.
that not the guy from Miranda?
It's Tom Ellis.
Yeah.
Right.
But he is brilliant. Like he's just all camp and kind of flamboyant and stuff. But I love it, and
Okay.
I love the whole relationship thing. And I don't know, but it's utter pish.
Oh yeah. Sometimes
Like,
you need it though.
Yeah, I was sitting watching it with mom, and I was like, I shouldn't like this, but I'm loving it. She's like, I can't watch it anymore. Like it's so bad. She stopped watching it with me.
Yeah. Some things are so bad you just want to scream at it.
Yeah.
I'm watching a thing called Bitten
That
on
looks
Netflix, and it is appallingly bad. The script is moronic, and it repeats itself. Right?
Oh.
If I see you again, I'm gonna make you wish you weren't alive.
Just
And it's
as
kind of
well.
like, okay, that I don't know if that makes sense or not. I don't know. Whatever. It's just
There's another series as well that I watched. I was doing panto at the time. Mum was like, "Oh, stick this on because you're doing Beauty and the Beast." So it was a series called Beauty and the Beast.
All right. Okay.
It was so bad. Like basically, the Beast it was some like chemical accident or whatever, and his face is all mangled, and he goes all beastly. But
Yeah.
it's so like the writing is terrible. It's like, oh, it's your fault. No, it's my fault. But it's just backwards and forwards for about 3 seasons.
Aye.
Pish. But I love it so much.
There you go.
I don't think I have one because I like lots of shows that I watched in my childhood
Yeah.
and thought they were amazing.
Yeah.
And then you go back to them and you're like, really? But it's all like Nickelodeon and Disney stuff.
Captain
Like,
Scarlet.
well, no, I didn't. That's not one of them. But
Okay.
when I was on holiday recently in Tenerife, there was only 2 English-speaking TV channels. The whole thing.
Right,
So it was either Comedy Central or Nickelodeon.
Oh jeez.
And if nothing was in Comedy Central, you're getting Nickelodeon. But sometimes it wasn't English, sometimes it was a different language. But at night time, they do reruns of Zoe 101. Right?
Oh God. Right. Yeah.
Jamie Lynn Spears. And at the time was genuinely one of my favourite shows back in 2004, 2005.
Not fancy her.
Childhood crush, Jamie Lynn Spears,
Okay.
and Ashley Tisdale, in my 2
Yeah.
childhood
No
crushes.
idea who you're talking about.
And then so I went back to I was like, oh my god, they're playing Zoe 101 in Tenerife, and my sister was there. I was like, let's watch it. I'm going to show you Zoe 101, and it's just not the same. It's a bit pish.
Never
But
watched it.
there's
I'm
still
on
a
the same
connection
boat
there.
as you, Ian. My parents never had like Sky. So
Well,
I
you came
didn't
from an
get
Amish-
any
an
Disney
Amish
Channel.
land,
I
didn't
just
you?
watched like
Rich
I never
people's
watched
telly.
Nickelodeon or anything. It was just Disney
Amish.
Channel and like Cartoon Network
Yeah.
and Fox.
Never.
Before it changed.
I had BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5.
Well, did you grow up in the 80s?
No, I grew up in an Amish
Right, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, it was like that. When I was young, my childhood crush was Lindsay Wagner, who was the Bionic Woman.
See?
Oh, okay.
She's about 140 now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was trying to go into Marvel there so we could do a nice little segue
Yeah.
into the film we were discussing today,
Yeah.
because I don't know, it doesn't tell me how long we've been going for.
Oh no. But that's how you live your life.
There we
isn't
go.
it?
Oh my days, right? We better get a move on. Okay, so we're here to talk about Thor Ragnarok. And if you didn't know what Ragnarok means, apparently it's the equivalent to the end of all things.
Ah,
Explain that to me, everybody.
I did not know that.
No, neither did I.
The end
And
of all
neither did the
things.
person who wrote this. End of all things, I don't know.
Well, I imagine that Kate Blanchett's character.
Yeah, well, I have a fun fact about it later. So, Thor, I'll be a fan of Thor. I'll be a fan of the films.
I've watched them
first
because
one.
they were part of
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them, but they weren't my favourite films out of all the other ones.
Well, I'll tell you what, before we talk about the new one... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, it's fine. I was
Sorry.
here at my mouth.
Before we go on with the new one, I'll get you up to speed on the new one. So up until this point, Thor has had a falling out with his old man and has been sent to Earth to prove himself being worthy of King of Asgard. We're all following so far because it gets a little bit confusing. While he's there, he's hit by a van and falls in love with Natalie Portman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't know which one I'd prefer to happen to me. Thor shows that he's willing to, to lose his life to save the people of Earth, and therefore has earned the right to once again be crowned King of Asgard, God of Thunder, and now has permission to once again hold his hammer. Then Padme from Star Wars gets infected by an Infinity Stone.
Oh god.
And then Thor freaks out and takes her to Asgard, where they are invaded by ugly elf people. The elves kill Thor's mum. Oh my days!
Aye.
And then they force Thor and Loki to form a super duper tag team. Loki gets killed and Thor goes mental, killing all the elves. Thor is once again named king by his dad, Odin, played by Anthony Hopkins, who is actually Thor in disguise. Oh no, fuck that. Whoa. Who's actually Loki in disguise, who is again faked his death. If only Michael Jackson or Leslie Nielsen could have spoken to Tom Hiddleston at some point in their lives, the world may still be a lovely place to live. And here we are now. Thor Ragnarok, October 24th, 2017, directed by Taika Waititi. Is that the pronunciation?
Taika Waititi, yeah.
Who has directed 4 episodes of Flight of the Conchords, which now makes so much sense.
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yes.
Yep.
Which was one of your favourite films last year.
Fantastic.
Where the wild people are, or something. Where the wild things are.
Okay, I have no idea, but
The wee boy and the monsters.
yeah. So Thor,
Yeah.
the cast, we've got Chris Hemsworth, God of Thunder, Loki, Thor's adopted brother, who's played by Tom Hiddleston, and Anthony Hopkins, their dad. They're the kind of the 3 main people. We got Kate Blanchett in this new one, playing Hela. What do we think of Kate?
Yeah.
Well, I think she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Hella hot.
And she is good, yeah. I mean, I'd rather face her sometimes than have a party in my house.
Yeah.
That kind of hell.
Yeah.
But no, I thought she was really, really good.
Yeah. We've got one of my favourites, Idris Elba,
Yeah.
playing a character called, it could be anything, Hemdall.
Bruce, he's the one with the sword.
Yeah, he's the black guy with a voice.
Yeah.
He was in a film I saw recently called The Mountain Between Us.
Yes,
Is that any
With,
good?
I thought it was really good.
with Winslet.
Kate
Yeah.
Winslet, yes.
Oh, yes.
Is it good?
Yeah, I did really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kate Winslet was in it, so I'll go along with it.
Automatically, yeah.
Oh, do you know what it was? It was quite predictable, but not in a bad way. I knew it was going to happen,
Oh, yeah.
but it was fine. And sometimes these films are like, come
It
on.
was a romantic film, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
stuck in a
all that
mountain.
sort of thing. Hurt her leg, you know.
Yep. Can he
And,
move?
Didn't give the end away, but,
No, of course.
Aye.
You can probably figure it out.
So
She's the kind of woman, I just like to go for a beer with her, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, plain and
That's all.
simple. Yeah.
That's all you want when you get to my age. It's like, just go for a wee drink.
Then
Chat.
we have the dark horse in this film, the one and only Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Who plays the Grand Master, who, I mean, I've known for a while that Jeff Goldblum is fucking bonkers. But
Yeah.
see, watching press interviews for this film,
Yeah.
He's trying hard.
oh
isn't he?
my word, he's trying hard to be
Yeah.
different.
So when I watched Graham Norton, I was like,
Brilliant.
that.
Oh.
And he was playing the piano for that guy. Like, what is going on?
Gregory Porter, great voice.
No, he's a laugh. He's a good laugh.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
These are the people we need in
I
cinema
don't think
these
he
days.
used to be that mental. I think.
No.
Independence Day, things like that. Not at all. He's just another actor. Jurassic Park, things like
Yeah.
that.
Because I think from like The Fly and like, is it The Fly?
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
The
a
Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Fly, and like he's in Friends and stuff, and
Yeah.
it just didn't occur to me that he's that weird.
that bonkers.
But I quite like it.
Did you see him on this morning talking to Holly and Phil?
No.
He was like, just ignoring all the. He got sort of the main points of the film. This is why you should come see Thor. But then he like comment on like Holly's dress and like, oh look at Philippa, look at your teeth, look at your teeth. And they're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
We did not bring this guy on. We were planning to bring on Jeff Goldblum.
Constantly on LSD.
He's got lost with age,
He's like,
which I'm sure you can relate.
he's 60 as well. Is he not? Is he 60 or something? And he's just got like a 6-month-old baby or something.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
married a couple of years ago. His wife is a fucking gymnast that can bend her
Contortionist.
body. Yeah.
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 Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Things you can do.
Lucky for some.
Mark Ruffalo returns as the Hulk.
Nice.
Who I love Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
I think he's great. And Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. He's brilliant in that. And I actually quite liked the Hulk movie back in the day. And then there's Taika Waititi, the director. He plays Korg, who was fucking brilliant in this film.
Yeah.
He's sort of the
The Rock
Rocky guy.
Oh yeah.
He's like, hey man,
yeah,
I'm here.
yeah.
You just went and died over there.
That's right.
Brilliant.
And who was the woman? Who's the Valkyrie?
Valkyrie.
Tessa Thompson was
Didn't
it?
write her name down.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
You're just so. That's just so sexy.
I'm so
Come
misogynistic.
on, Chris.
Yeah.
I've also wrote down Benedict Cumberbatch's name
Yep.
because we did an episode about Doctor Strange about a year ago, and it was a nice wee surprise to see him.
That's an interesting thing. Yes.
Yes.
Well, the end of Doctor Strange kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
And the post-credit thing, that's when I thought.
Yeah, because it's that scene, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've got a fun fact about this. This show is synonymous with my fun facts. I've got a list of them.
Okay, good.
But in general, the film, what did you think? We'll go with Lucy first.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was brilliant. It was really funny, but I think it was too funny for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially Cate Blanchett's character. I didn't think she needed to be that funny.
I don't even remember laughing at her.
She had a couple of like wee jokes, and I was like,
okay,
I don't know if that was needed or not.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked the style of it more than anything. Like, because I feel like the past Thor films have been really dark and gritty, but this was so
serious,
colourful and kind of not ridiculous, but
a little bit out there.
yeah.
Yeah. I agree, because I feel like I watched the first two Thor films before going to see it, because I hadn't really seen them. I know of Thor and the Avengers and stuff. But in terms of like sitting down and watching a Thor film, I couldn't tell you the last time I did that. So I thought, okay, I'll watch them before I go. I watched it with my dad and my sister, and I thought, okay, that's going to be fun. And they were a bit serious for me liking, because I just came off watching the Guardians of the Galaxy films, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
And I think they're
I've
so
not seen the second one
bonkers
yet.
and so funny that it's like the perfect blend, because it's still Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's allowed to be a bit bonkers, and it's allowed to be funny, but that's a good point, because
Yeah.
people said like the rival company DC, Suicide Squad, was too funny, or they tried to be too funny anyway.
And didn't,
Yeah. Well, Marvel just know how to do comedy, in my opinion. They know where to place it, and they know what's too much. But that's a fair point.
But I suppose it's to do with the director as well, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously, Hunt for the Wilder People is it's like, it's really funny, but it's not like laugh out loud. Do you know what I mean?
Those are good sort of films. It's just kind of like they're just funny to watch.
So, but I think that's what Thor needed. But like you're saying, it's so dark. Like it was so dull. Like
Natalie Portman.
Yeah. So it was just like literally adding a bit of colour and the whole like punk, well not punk, like pop like funky kind of feel
like
to
that.
it.
And it helped having the different characters as well, because it's a big film in terms of a cast. Yeah, I don't go to see a Marvel film because of the cast, because I mean, look at all these actors that are in it. But this is an example of one where that argument could have been made, because of Cate Blanchett's in there, and then you've got Idris Elba's there as always, and then Jeff Goldblum's here.
Yeah.
One person you didn't mention who was my favourite appearance. Do you know? Can I say?
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, I was going to say Matt Damon. Did you see
as
him?
Loki. And Sam Neill as
Sam Neill and Liam Hemsworth.
Was that?
Liam Hemsworth. Yeah.
Was that
or
Liam Hemsworth?
Was it?
Luke Hemsworth.
Luke
brother.
Hemsworth.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth's brother was playing Thor, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. And
That
I
is
thought the
brilliant.
choice. What about you, Mr. Grieve? What did you think?
I thought it was good fun, and it was a laugh. But as part of the Marvel universe, I didn't like it.
No.
And I do have a problem with Thor, and I'm kind of round the houses with it. I thought it was too much like Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Okay.
And I felt it was really corporate, the whole idea. And what makes Thor work for me is that it marries I like the fact you've got Iron Man, you've got
Captain America
and all that, which are very much based on Earth. And Thor is kind of, because Thor is a god who's trying to deal with living on Earth and relationships and things. I find that's quite amusing. I agree with you. I think the Thor films are the least fun, least likeable, but they do serve a purpose in the fact that they marry the bonkers outer space kind of other worlds bit with the Captain America and Iron Man and all that and Black Widow, who I think I prefer as characters because of the heroes, they're supposed to be like mythical, and we're supposed to learn lessons from them, their mistakes and their da-da-da and all that sort of thing, blah blah blah. But and I've enjoyed the tone of the films and the way they've handled the comedy. But I agree with you, Lucy. I think it was almost, you could transplant that script and give it to the characters of Groot, not Groot.
Groot.
What's his name?
Star-Lord.
Dave Bautista.
Drax.
It could have been Dave Bautista and what's his name? Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Doing those scenes, those exact same dialogue, you know, and it was too much like it because Thor wasn't on Earth making a fool of himself. He was on this other planet being made a fool of, I don't. I just
And
misfired.
the point.
And the two stories were too complicated. I mean, Kate Blanchett turns up and tells the end of the world. Hang on, no, Kate, because we've got to go off to this other planet and have a completely different story.
Yeah.
Once we've done that, we'll get back to you.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
and it was a wee bit kind of, nah, I don't. It was. I didn't even like the graphics.
But the special effects.
Yeah, it was too much because Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone was going how brilliant it was. It took me 4 goes to actually eventually watch the whole thing and sort of enjoy it.
Yeah.
It never really pushed my buttons. All this Infinity stuff. It's kind of. It's almost. I almost sense that Marvel are going. Oh God, we're going to have to get to this bit. I'm dreading Infinity War.
Yeah.
Do you know, well, I'm dreading Infinity War as a film fan because I'm going to have to take note of what's happening. But I'm really, really excited for it because I think it will be bonkers and it will be such a
God, I
fun
hope it's good.
2.5 hours.
It's what
I hope it's good. Yeah.
It's what they've been building up to
For about
since
10 years.
2008,
2008,
whenever
Iron Man, yeah,
Iron Man came out.
Um,
I think that's why Iron Man works especially well, is because they took time with that. That was the first one, and then he made appearances, and
Yeah, yeah.
they were
Yeah.
getting to
But
like
it's a bit
that
clumsy,
character.
isn't it? Do you not notice that some of the characters? I mean, I don't know. This was my theory. I think some of the characters are now redundant. You know, like Loki is pretty redundant,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and Kate Winslet comes along. Not Kate Winslet. See, I've got Winslet
Kate,
on the brain.
Blanchett.
Blanchett comes along. She's so underused.
Yeah,
So
I felt that.
underused. I mean, what a wonderful character.
Yeah.
And it goes. I would love to have seen more of the story of the Valkyrie. Sort of getting their own back on Kate Winslet and that, rather than the knockabout, because the knockabout fun was good, but it was too much.
It was
of
too
it.
much.
And it needed to be rooted back in some sort of moralistic kind of grounding, because that's what makes us like the characters more. And the script, I just thought, you know, I hated the fact that it began with narration and then didn't bother for the rest of the film.
rest of it.
And even Iron Man 3 has that. It has it's bookended with the narration, at least to keep the form
They keep
together.
it,
But they've kind of so I think it is a wee bit of a mess. And I noticed, has Disney always been involved?
No,
Whenever
No,
they
this
bought
is-
them, I don't know.
it's
Because
just
Disney is now
recently.
very much involved. I've noticed
Yeah.
Walt Disney's a co-producer.
Yeah, like you can buy all the Avengers outfits in the Disney shops.
Yeah.
And stuff
Right,
like that.
okay. So I didn't know if that existed before.
No,
No,
And
it's
it
just
seemed
a
to me
big
there was a
fight.
lot. Anyway, my last one.
I think it was still when I was in the.
It seemed to me there
school.
was a lot of
Yeah.
corporate pressure to make it more like Guardians of the Galaxy because it works and it sells.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good for the kids and stuff as well. Like, if kids go to see Thor Ragnarok, if they can or whatever, they're looking at it and going, look at all the pretty colours, that's funny or whatever, rather than the story.
But also nothing actually happened. It didn't like
Yeah.
in terms of the whole Avengers storyline. It didn't like.
Yeah,
didn't
like
need to
a
happen
development
Yeah.
in the Thor story, maybe. But
In
not
the Thor story, of course, but nothing to do with the Avengers really changed
Okay.
with the Infinity Stones or anything. Really, I didn't
Yeah.
think.
I'm not a huge Marvel follower, right? Because I just think it's too confusing, which you're saying.
Yeah.
But then I have to kind of slap myself and go, wait, but it's Marvel.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's confusing because you're
It's
not
just
gonna
good
you're not
fun.
gonna compare these films to serious films.
Oh no.
No.
You know what I mean? So if I was to go see, when I went to see Manchester by the Sea, I was like, okay, this is brilliant because it was bringing me in and all this nonsense. And I looked at that film differently than I'm going to look at Guardians or Civil War or these things because you just go for a bit of fun. So when I tried to put together my thoughts on the Marvel films and all, but that story didn't add up and the writing was a bit bad and that didn't link to that, I go to myself, what am I doing? It's Marvel. It's there to make me have fun. It's there to make the next 2 hours of my life just be a blur because I'm watching this thing that is clearly just so fantasy based. And that's why I enjoy seeing them. My dad's a big fan, so he keeps me up to date on like sort of the inner workings. And I'll go see all the films because he's going to go see them. So I'll you know, especially in the last couple of years, I've been picking up. It started with Civil War because I really enjoyed Civil War.
So it was great.
And I thought that's going to be it.
Captain
isn't it?
American films are probably my favourite one.
Yeah.
But did you not think though that the script is important because the difference between Thor Ragnarok and Doctor Strange
Okay. Yeah.
is a profound difference.
Yeah. I'm not saying the script isn't
Doctor Strange
important.
is brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, it's so much better. There's jeopardy. You kind of care for the characters. You go
Yeah.
along with them.
Yeah.
Well, this is Thor 3 though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange, that was creating the character and getting the basis for all these people to see Doctor Strange the character for the first time. Whereas we've seen Thor and we've gotten bored with the first two because they're too serious.
So why is there no depth to the characters by now?
Okay,
Why,
yeah.
why
fair.
are some of the characters kind of feeling a bit redundant?
Yeah,
With
no, you're
Some of
right.
them you
them
can
being
get
more
just-
involved with them.
Okay, no, good
It's
point.
almost like they didn't know what to do with
Yeah.
some of them.
But I think because I saw these DC films last year and I was a little bit disappointed with them, I just kind of branded it as all superhero films are like this now.
Yeah.
So when I go see Justice League in a couple of weeks, I'm not going to take a notebook or anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no chance I'm going to.
Sure.
I'm just going to have to go and switch my brain off for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that's why I like them, because sometimes you need that.
But we want it to be good.
Yeah,
We want,
I think
we
it
want
will
to be good. We want it to
I
be up
think it
there
will
with
be.
Wonder Woman, you know,
Yeah.
because
So one of them was great.
Suicide Squad and
Yeah,
Batman.
DC need a win just now.
But even
Yeah.
these things like Batman vs Superman and stuff, I didn't like it particularly much, but I didn't hate it because
Yeah.
it's just it's Batman versus Superman. It's
Yeah,
daft.
and it was-
it's not, do you
yeah.
know?
Aye.
But yeah, whatever. So there you go. I've got some fun facts. Fun
Wow.
facts. You throw me off here.
Right.
And get ready to lose a couple of dozen listeners when I say the next 4 words.
Oh.
So, in Norse mythology, Ragnarok is translated as Twilight of the Gods. So, my question to you is, what are your opinions on Norse mythology?
Indifferent.
Yeah, it's my favourite thing to look at. I pass my time looking at Norse mythology.
Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know.
I mean, what the hell's that? Do
There's
you know what I mean?
There's a day named after him. It's good.
Yeah.
You know, there's, you know, it's all cold.
It's-
It's quite cold.
I'm just sitting there thinking, what is that? Why do you have to include these things? Because it's like, no
So
one knows
what was
they
it you
are.
were saying
Twilight of the
translates
Gods.
to?
Is that not the name of some
Twilight of the Gods.
theatre book?
It tells the eventual destruction of the universe and mankind, as well as the deaths of several key characters in Norse mythology. So, like some characters from back in the day when Norse mythology was relevant. There was people called Thor and Loki and Odin, and that's what the character based on. Anyway, and according to the producer Kevin Feige,
Yeah.
Feige, the film plays a significant part in setting up Avengers: Infinity War, which I wanted to talk about.
Right.
What are your thoughts on Infinity War? Are we excited? Are we dreading it, as you said, or are we?
I really want
Definitely
to
both.
enjoy it, but I'm
Yeah.
worried about it.
Yeah.
I
a
think it's,
huge film.
sorry,
Go.
I just think it's when you look at the cast and like the size of it, it just looks like it's going to be an absolute brain mush.
It's just going to be what is
Yeah.
watching here?
Spider-Man, there's...
Guardians,
Everyone.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I take back my comment about it not actually doing anything. I think they needed to do another Thor so that they can have... Because I think it'll be Thor that connects the people on Earth and the Guardians.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
Well,
that's-
who's the big blue baddie?
Thanos.
Thanos. That was his ship at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
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 Who I don't care for yet. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I
this
don't-
is it's a bit like Indiana Jones for me. You know, when Indiana Jones in the fourth one, when suddenly there was aliens, and you go, no, you can't have aliens
Yeah.
in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can have magic,
Yeah.
and you can have all that stuff, but
No,
you can't have
that is
aliens.
another kettle of
Sorry,
fish.
Harrison.
And I've got a similar thing. It's the whole alien thing, marrying that up with the Earth
Yeah.
stuff. I just no idea where that's gonna.
80% apparently of the dialogue in the film was improvised in order to create a very loose and collaborative mood among the cast. So 80%, I don't know how you calculate that, but 80% was improvised. And that's something that I think is almost a lost art these days, because you don't get it anymore, do you? Everything's so tight and tied down.
So, well, no.
Not necessarily,
No?
because you get loads
So,
of
I don't know if it's lost now.
yeah. There's like loads of TV shows and stuff like. I don't watch them necessarily, but like The Office and like Parks and Rec and stuff. Is that
The
not
Office is
all
one of my favourite
very
shows.
improvised? Film, I don't know.
It
but-
could be, I don't know, but that's
One of my favourite films of all time is improvised, and it's Step Brothers.
No
Yeah.
way that's improvised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my days, that's great. Yeah, I'm sure you're a big fan of Step Brothers.
I've never seen it.
No, it's
Ah.
so good.
Sorry.
You should give it a watch. Put it on Movies 101.
This is an important film for this course. And if you're wondering, I've noticed some physique differences in the class recently, just because of this film, clearly. And if you're wondering how to get into the shape of Chris Hemsworth, here's what he did.
Oh my god.
He had to follow a strict diet. He went to the gym 6 to 7 times a week, and he had to eat around 6,000 calories a day. That's all you have to do, and then you're going to look like Chris Hemsworth. So note that one down.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett is the first female villain in the MCU.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big deal, I suppose. Got it in bold. Jeff Goldblum was previously considered for the role as Bruce Banner in the Hulk film in 2003.
Oh.
How different would life be
Whoa.
if Jeff Goldblum was the Hulk? Yeah. What did we make of the Hulk? We didn't talk about that. The bit with the battle between Thor and the Hulk. Was that good? Did we like that? Did we not?
Was it in... yeah.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
It was in the
But
trailer, wasn't it? So you kind of knew it was happening, but I
Yeah.
kind of forgot about it, which was good. I heard a rumour that John Cena was going to be in it, the wrestler, as John
Okay.
Cena. So when they were going, oh, you're going to have to meet Thingy's champion, I was like, oh my god, John Cena's going to come out. But no, it was the Hulk, whatever.
I don't know. I
let's
feel
see.
like he needs a film.
Hulk with
Yeah.
Mark
He's
Ruffalo.
not,
With
he's
Mark
not had a film
Ruffalo.
in years, has he?
Mark Ruffalo
this-
hasn't had one.
Yeah, because his version of Hulk is so different from the previous
I wouldn't mind
two
seeing a
films.
film with a Hulk that's got the Black Widow in it as well.
Yeah,
Scarlett
Yeah,
like
Johansson.
that-
collaborate the
yeah.
two.
Seeing how that goes.
Yeah,
I quite like that stuff when he was trying to do the stuff that Black Widow does, like to calm him down. He's like, the sun's coming down.
Yeah. It's almost like he's watched the film. Yeah. He knows what works.
Do you think having a massive story arc has kind of altered the films in a way? Because when they started, they didn't seem to have
yeah.
a great story arc. Or it wasn't.
Building up to anything,
yeah.
it was just their own individual.
film.
And that was
Yeah.
was that not like the point of the individual films? But the fact is, here's everyone's story, and then obviously build it up and stuff. And they have kind of done that, but I feel like they've lost it so much building up to Infinity
Yeah,
War.
It's kind of.
It's lost.
It's kind of why I liked
characters.
Doctor Strange so much, because it wasn't. It didn't seem to be too arsed about the great. What do you call it?
Everything
What do you call it? When you
Greater,
it's called something, isn't it?
yeah.
The galaxy. I don't know, Infinity Stones.
It's got a name. I can't remember. What
I
it is.
zoned out for a second. We've covered most of these fun facts already, but it's the first Thor film not to feature Natalie Portman. Sad day at the office. Thor calls his team the Revengers instead of the Avengers, which I quite liked a lot actually. But if you didn't know, in the Marvel comics, the Revengers were a team of supervillains and anti-heroes made to oppose the Avengers. I'm sorry, who's writing that? Do you know what I mean? We're going to like as a threat to the Avengers. It's the Revengers. It works much better here as it's like it's a pun on them
rather than
So,
something serious.
yeah. Here's my question to you: if you were opposing Thor, and you could pick supervillains or just bad guys from any film franchise ever, who would you have on your team? I want 3 names. You, along with 3 bad guys,
To take on Thor.
take on Thor. Just Thor at this point. And the Avengers, you're outnumbered no matter what you do. But you know,
I mean, they're going to lose. They've got me in the team.
what do you mean? You're going to lose. Like your team's going to lose.
My team will lose if they've got
Well,
me.
not if
in
you
the team.
assemble the correct people.
What, so me and 2 other people?
No, you and 3 other people.
All right, okay. Me and
Oh, that changes it.
Yeah.
I would go. So there's me, Chris Moffat, face that runs the place, host of the Good Bit podcast, and I would have The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Just because he's The Rock. I would have Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men,
Oh, interesting. Yep,
Nice.
yep.
Okay.
and my third. And I don't know.
But none of them are
Couldn't fight it.
super.
I know.
God.
I'm going against a god.
I know. I don't know. I'm just,
Definitely have
I'm just trying to get your
Superman.
minds thinking
Where's Thor going to be?
on Earth because we're on Earth.
So he's not going to have his.
He's not gonna have his power. He'll have his hammer, but it's destroyed now, isn't it?
But he will have his power.
Yeah.
He's,
go
he's
to the hammer
harnessing
first.
it now. It's not the hammer.
I would want a villain who's very sarcastic.
To have little comments here and there.
Yeah, because that's what kills him, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know. I think there's a few Gok Wan. Or maybe Trini and Suzanne.
Katie Hopkins.
Oh, Trini and Suzanne.
Kate Hopkins.
Katie Hopkins.
Somebody like that, because that would destroy his
Do you
ego.
remember Colin and Justin?
Yes, the gay couple who were the fashion designers
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
what were they?
Fashion. Yeah, like
Fashionistas.
interior designers.
I see. Okay.
I met them.
Karen Brady of The Apprentice.
Okay. Yeah, that's
she
one.
was
That's a good
one
one.
of those looks. He'd shrivel up.
Yep.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
I would.
Kieran Tierney. Okay, I think that's all the fun facts then. But yeah, last thoughts on Thor.
Last thoughts on Thor.
Out of 10?
A 6.
6.
I was going to say 6. Yeah.
A 7.
it's an 8 for me, 8.5 for me. I loved it. I had a great time.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah.
Good night out. Yeah.
There was a bit of controversy. See I don't know how you say the name. The
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. Before I went to see the film, I briefly just popped up on Facebook that a lot of the comic book followers were angry because they made her attractive and sexy
I see.
and
Okay.
quite badass and stuff. And you're like, no, she's not supposed to be like that, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, it worked for me. I enjoyed it.
How are they meant to be?
Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't read the film.
I don't have an
actually.
opinion.
I
I mean, different.
didn't, because there was no real romance.
Yeah.
No.
That's the thing.
Innit?
They were like trying to hint at it,
Yeah.
but
The only romance
There was
in
no
it was
point.
between. It seemed to me it was between the Hulk and Thor.
yeah,
You know.
It's kind of like High School Musical 3 when they've got Ryan flirting with Kelsey. It just doesn't
Out
work,
of the
does it?
blue.
Out of the blue. Yeah. Speaking of that, episode coming soon, a whole episode dedicated to the High School Musical trilogy. I can't wait. I'm very excited. But yeah,
you'll be listening to that one.
I don't think I've even seen them. No.
don't. So
Okay.
before we go,
Yeah.
we have to take a visit to everybody's favourite segment.
Oh,
We have to take a visit to the corner, and maybe Ian's here to confide in you. I don't know.
yeah.
Because it's time for another edition of Ewan's Misery Corner.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my misery corner. My name's Ewan, and we were just here a minute ago, so it's fine.
Yeah. Welcome back.
So
What's been going on, Ewan? Talk to us.
I'm just right now. There's nothing too bad going on, really. I suppose the main thing I would talk about is just the stress of essays.
Okay, that's an
Um,
interesting topic.
At the moment, yeah, we have Ian here, so you're the deliverer of the essay work.
Are you writing an essay just now?
So are you, though, aren't you?
I'm going to say, you can convey
So you-
You know
Am
the
I?
pain.
I
So-
know the pain.
Yeah,
I know the pain all too well, man.
I know.
My life is gotta get back on this planet, man.
Do you know?
I am sick of the sight of looking at words.
Yeah. You started yours though. You nearly finished
Oh,
yours.
God, my deadline's the end of the week, man. You know.
Yeah,
What are you
started.
having us over here for?
You've
You should be
got,
doing your
you've
essay.
got, you know, I've been doing my essay for weeks,
Yeah.
days, nights, sleepless nights.
Do you know that way though? It's just
And,
the thought of starting it, but once I get started,
Yeah, it's fine.
oh,
Yeah.
We're on
hopefully-
board. sort of thing.
Hopefully,
My
that
thing
won't
is
happen.
that I can't, you know, it's like all other aspects of my life have numbed. I've even
see.
started going on an exercise bike. I mean, I think that's why I'm watching that pish Bitten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I just
Gives you an
need to,
excuse
you
not
know.
to do the essay.
Yeah. I've been watching the new Star Trek series as well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I've not watched it yet.
Which is okay.
It's got the girl for The Walking Dead in it. isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I've not seen The Walking Dead yet.
No.
Because I was told, watch The
Oh,
Walking
right.
Dead. Honestly, it's not a zombie film. And I started watching it
Yeah.
and I thought, it's just a zombie film. So
Yeah.
I've not got past first episode. But it'll be one of those ones when I watch it again, I'll go, oh, this isn't too bad actually.
No, it gets good.
But then it gets bad.
Yeah,
Yeah. At
because
that
I'm
point,
Yeah.
bored at my nut now. Like, I can't get past this season at all.
it's like a chore.
Yeah.
Because if I don't watch it, then I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
But then, so it's like, I need to watch Walking Dead, but I don't want to watch it.
I'm just not enjoying it
I'm
at all.
loving all this misery.
I feel
by the
like-
way.
Yeah, it's
They-
just because we're in the corner here.
But
What
you've
they
got
need
to do it. You thrive on misery, do you?
No, I just it's meant to be like an agony aunt type thing.
Oh, see.
But it
People
never-
were
it-
supposed to write in.
Sorry, you were speaking, Lucy.
That's
I
okay.
interrupted you.
I feel, just to go back to The Walking Dead, like, what they should do is what they've done with Game of Thrones. But Game of Thrones shouldn't have done that. But Walking Dead should do it. Just cut it down, 8 episodes, bam it out.
What is this 16 episode season with a break in between, and the first and last episodes before the breaks are an hour and a half long?
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
It doesn't need to be that long.
I don't have time to watch my
More
weekly
than
dose
an
of
hour long,
Impractical
sometimes
Jokers.
are they not? Like an hour and a half?
So
That's what I'm saying.
Ewan,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
Ewan,
an hour. Yep.
you know, once you do this essay,
Yep.
you actually get it written.
Yep.
You'll have, you know, assuming it is okay, you'll have letters after your name.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be Ewan, whatever the fuck your name is, BA.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I've never thought about that.
Given the fact that you're going to be clever and everything, you know, what can I do? You know, I'm an older man. I've been in a relationship for a while.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what do you do to keep the magic alive?
In
It's
relationships?
Yeah, it's been 25 years.
I mean,
Do I
I'm
surprise
probably
her? Do I-
not the best person to come to for relationship
Do I
advice.
try dressing up? Do I try role play? What?
Tried dressing up as the Hulk.
Do you know, I just...
You walk in. Anyway.
I don't know, Ian. I think... You just talk it out.
You're a shite agony aunt.
No, but you need
I
to...
don't know, Ian.
You need to...
It's the shitest agony aunt I've ever heard in my life.
Right, well... Okay, so you want to keep it young and fresh. Just dress up, yeah. Role play, do that.
You're not going to get the body as Chris Hemsworth, Steve.
do
As
that.
well goes the Hulk. Or the Anvil.
Okay. I'll go as the anvil. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
How will Amanda take that, you dressing up as the Hulk?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
was just Halloween?
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Send me a letter and let me know how it happened.
What was your... Did I ask you this about Halloween? What was your favourite costume you saw?
My own, kind of. No.
Where did you go as?
Tom Cruise in Risky Business.
I wasn't there. How am I supposed to know?
Oh, okay, fair enough. So many people
That's
were
just
like,
a suit, isn't it?
no, I've did the bit where he's in the shirt. He's just in his shirt and his boxes and socks. Did that.
Did you just go in your boxers? Of course you did.
No, I wore white shorts.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I liked. Oh, I did see it. Jordan Revels was very good. He went as Renton.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
His
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Shout out to Ali Bally B and the B is for Bowie, who went as Marge Simpson and painted herself yellow.
Yeah,
And-
she really went for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ali from class. And Lucy, where'd you go as?
Thank God you told me.
I went as a really bad representation of Gemma Collins.
I didn't think it was bad at all. You had everything you needed.
I had loads of makeup on, loads of fake tan,
Did
but
you fall down the hole on the stage?
oh, I fell.
A few times.
Yeah, a few times. I fell on top of poor Timmy.
Oh no, not Timmy.
Someone went, Love Island, so I was like, right. Decked it, but I decked it right on top of Timmy.
Ah,
He's like,
okay.
you okay? And I was like, I'm fabulous, darling.
Yeah,
Don't worry
shout
about
out
me.
to Timmy. I didn't go as anything. Ian, you didn't go as anything. However, last year I went as Chewbacca and I was very proud of it. However, my costume and my mask were two different colours. So it looked as if I was on holiday. Chewbacca had got a tan.
Yeah.
What was your costume? Was it a onesie or something?
Onesie with a hood up and then I got a mask. The mask was
See,
a
that
belter.
would make money. Red Nose Day, we should all go into work or college or whatever
In a onesie.
in onesies.
Yeah.
You're just wanting to wear your tiger onesie, aren't you?
You're right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not wearing it now.
Stop traffic with that thing. Yes. No, maybe next year I'll go as the anvil and my wife will be the hammer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I want to go as a double act thing. Like I think I could easily, if I get a small sort of punchy guy, I could go as the Blues Brothers any day. Or
Just go with a black suit and shades and walk a bit with a full length mirror. So when people look at you, they say two of you.
oh, I see. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
You were so like Gregor then.
Oh, that's not the
I
first
make
time
a
I've heard
really
that.
good. That's a good gag, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I see." You go, no, that was a fucking good gag.
I was sitting to Greg earlier. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting to do this podcast. But see in the future, when you do your show next year, do you mind if I be in your cast because I'm just like a representation of you 30 years ago? And he was like, oh yeah, I love you, big guy. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Give me a hug.
What a response.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a absent friends.
Yeah. Anyway, before we go in,
Anybody got any other misery?
Oh, hunters, but I'm not going to say it on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you on the train home.
I don't get to help
I'm
anyone.
still waiting for an operation.
Are you? For what?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, man problems.
Aye.
Yeah,
It takes
I know what you
ages
mean.
these days.
Yeah.
I was away for some man issues the other week.
Aye.
Yeah, I missed some rehearsal time.
Wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
It's tricky, yeah.
Yeah. I would have some listener questions, but no one sent in any questions, so
They do that deliberately.
so we've got nothing to talk about after a while.
Nobody from. You get some people from all over.
All over the place: New York, China, Hong Kong, Easterhouse,
Yeah.
Coatbridge, loads of places. But yeah, so if you want to send in some questions for us to answer, so we've actually got some things to discuss.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah,
And thank you for having me on. I've lost now my... What's the name of this show?
the good bit.
The Good Bit.
Yeah.
I've lost my good bit virginity.
Yes. Well, it was because I did a shift and came on your podcast last year, so I just was returning the favour.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, thanks guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You can get us on Twitter at The Good Bit Pod. You can get us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Good Bit Podcast. Instagram at The Good Bit Pod.
Let's do some shameless show plugging.
Do it.
5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, we've got show on at SWG3.
In Glasgow.
On the 5th and the 7th, it's The Libertine
By Stephen Jeffries.
by Stephen Jeffries. And on the 6th and the 8th, it's The Playhouse Creature.
Yes.
Playhouse
April
Creatures.
the... How do you
The
say her name?
Angeles.
The Angeles.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. So yeah, come see it.
Which Ian's directing.
Ian is directing, starring some of Good Bit regulars.
Yep.
You can come see the Good Bit Podcast live, not doing a podcast, but in
a show.
acting form. Yeah. So come do that if you can. Well, thank you very everybody for joining us. It's been a pleasure here on episode number 28. My name is Chris Moffat. This has been Ian Grieve, Ewan Ferguson, and Lucy Helen. Until next time, this is the Good Bit Podcast. Recognise. Brilliant. Let's go then.